What's up, guys? This is Kyle from Wax Museum. Hope you've had a great weekend. I hope you've had a chance to listen to episode 88, which talks about 2005 2006 Topps products. And on that episode, I talk about kind of the hobby landscape at that time and how Topps was trying some different things in order to compete. So there were athlete exclusives, there were celebrity exclusives, and then they were trying out several new products. So the one thing that I couldn't find in all my stuff, I know I've got some somewhere, was some of the poker chips, which I really wanted to be able to show you guys, so I might have to do that later on. But here's some of the stuff that I talked about, just so you could get some visuals. So the first thing here, I talked about the celebrities, but I also talked about the 2005 Topps base set, which I thought was just a pretty ugly set. And I don't have another base card in front of me, but here's the 2004 set. This is the gold though, but I talked about how I really liked the design, how the logo was on the front. It's just a really nice looking set. 2005 was pretty ugly in my opinion. You've got your stars down here, which I think represents the celebrities, and the basketballs up here, which represents the players. But there you have it. So that's the Jay-Z. Here is the Jenny McCarthy, and I actually pulled that black card, which I don't like the real thick ones. But yeah, there's the Jenny McCarthy. I talked about how on the back it mentions Playboy and her being Playmate of the Year, which you can see that on there. It talks about it right there. I think, and this is what a friend of mine said, he thinks that that's why they cut out the chrome card, which I can't tell you for certain, but I think that's plausible. I think that's probably correct. Okay, so then we had Bazooka. Here's one of the rare Fortune parallels that I talked about, numbered to 5, hobby exclusive. Very hard to track any of those down for any player. If you got Ron Artest, I'd love to have it. One of my favorite sets, and I'll show you some more celebs here. Topps Total. You got Shannon Elizabeth and Jenny McCarthy. Someone reached out to me and said that Shannon was a pretty good poker player, which is probably why they chose her, in addition to, of course, being on American Pie at one point. But seemed like she was somehow connected to poker, so I thought that was interesting. Here's a Dwayne Wade gold that I pulled. These were hobby exclusive, numbered to 10. Here's a Jay-Z plate, which I already showed off on Instagram, but pretty cool pull. I pulled that one about a year and a half ago. And then we'll go to Topps Chrome, which the first two I have here are actually D-Leaguers. It was called the D-League, then the Developmental League. Imagine getting that in Prism now. Of course, everyone would think, oh, that's a great investment, but you got to think about your top, 60 players are already in Panini products the first 2 rounds of the draft, so the D-League guys or the G-League guys now wouldn't be the investment type players. So imagine getting that as some of your hits, which, I didn't mind it for base cards, but imagine if your 1 gold per box was George Leach, although he went to Indiana. I might like that. Here's a Christy Brinkley. Apparently someone reached out to me about her. She was also a big NBA fan. I want to say Lakers fan. I could be wrong. I think there were some ties to Billy Crystal, so maybe it was Knicks. I don't know. I'm getting all my facts mixed up here. The point is, though, she had some NBA ties, I guess. And Andrew Bynum, gold refractor. The golds looked good for teams, certain teams. Like, I like the gold on gold there. The Pacers, for some reason, were all red. I absolutely hated that. I thought it looked horrible. And that was a year where the Pacers changed uniforms, so all the pictures were from Media Day, which I'm not a big fan of. Speaking of Pacers golds, here's a Bowman gold. This is David Harrison. You guys might remember he was on the show at one point. I've photo matched this to, it was a Friday night. David scored 22 points against the Raptors. I remember it. I think I even talked about it on the show. Well, that is from that game, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that's your Bowman gold. Okay, so now Topps Big Game. I talked a lot about Topps Big Game. Obviously, you could tell I'm a huge fan of it. I talked about how there were 2 main memorabilia sets. There was the Selective Swatch, which had this is the L from Dallas for Marquise Daniels. Another thing I liked is on the back, they show you the exact jersey that it comes from, which is pretty cool. So that's Marquise Daniels. There were also logo men. This is Primoz Brzic. And then we had, actually, let me show you this one first. This is Emeka Okafor. Look at, a lot of people thought these were ugly. I can see why. Look at the T cut out. It's no material was wasted there. And then it's just a red surface. So, some people didn't like that. I was a big fan. I like weird stuff like that. I also have a little Bobcats collection, which I haven't really talked about. So here is another parallel, or another set from that product called In the Name, which was nameplates. So this is the A from Ilgauskas. And what I like about that is, once again, they show you the jersey it came from, but attention to detail. On the back, Topps put a little X next to which letter it was. So notice there's two A's in Ilgauskas, so supposedly it's the first one. Although I have a Ron Artest T, which I know is the wrong T that they crossed, but anyway, thought that was, like, who would have thought someone's going to sit around and do that at Topps? That's pretty cool. And then also from Big Game, a set called Final Score. Not all of them were autoed. The jersey parallels were out of 133. I believe the autos were out of 56. So that's pretty cool for Rip Hamilton. And good luck getting him to sign that much of his name now. If you've seen his Panini stuff, it's kind of an RH. Okay, this is one. I'm just going to apologize for it now. I completely skipped. I quite honestly, I forgot about it. I forgot Topps Fan Favorites autographs. These were pretty big. This is it was guys like Rick Darnell, okay, and guys like George Tinsley, who barely played, didn't really have cards, and they made auto cards of them. So they called it Fan Favorites, but I don't really know if they were. But I talked about these on my episode with Tim, so I've known about them. I've owned this one since then. I just completely blanked about it on the episode, so I got some flack for that from Slangin' Rocks PC. He gave me a hard time, but here's some more 1952 style stuff. Jenny McCarthy, Christy Brinkley. Here's one of the chrome parallels, refractor parallels. I pulled this one, I believe. Pretty sure I did, of Jay-Z. This one's out of $2.99. That's pretty cool. And then these are super tough, the golds, and they look great. This was a gift from Adam, Rodman Gallery, at the 2019 Nationals. So thank you, Adam. He knew that I liked weird stuff like this. And then they also did I didn't talk about this in the show at all, they did a Hardwood Classics style jersey set, which were all from the Hardwood Classics throwbacks that they wore that year. So this is Jeff Foster, of course, only the best players. Speaking of Jeff Foster, he's on this. There wasn't much that stood out to me about Luxury Box, but I thought these were kind of cool. It's 5-player relics from the same team, 3 on the front, 2 on the back. So Jeff Foster's on that. And you can see it's that retro blue jersey as well, so they used that for a while. Topps Finest, real nice looking. Here's the gold, out of 39. The rookies were out of 59, and they were autographed until someone like me peels the sticker off. You saw that on my last video with Danny Granger. This is the Dress for Success set that I was excited about and telling you about. It's an authentic player-worn dress tie. You can see that. This is Joey Graham. Dwayne Wade's the only good player in that set. These are out of 99. And then finally, this is something else I found. It was Allen Iverson from Finest Moments. So they were big on, their brand ambassadors, their spokesmen. They were big on producing cards of them. So anyway, there you have it. I didn't intend to go 9 minutes, but I hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully that's a good visual to go along with all of the audio that I gave you this week. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.